Hey guys, what it is yo girl Cadillac. Girl, is that something on my eye? My contact. Give me one moment, guys. Y'all know I'm the legally blind artist. Anyways, what it is, you guys, it is yo girl Cadillac. Yes, I'm Cadillac Dixon. I'm the Draw My Life prison wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping girl to see justice before all face to black. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Anyway, so we're doing a different setup today. Okay, so dang it, just hit my head on that. Okay, I just took plenty notes while I was at work. I was in the little frozen yogurt area today, the frozen yogurt stand, and baby, like I was bored, and you know what that mind does when it's bored, it goes to thinking about stuff. And I got a lot of good like a lot of good content to bring you. I'm gonna read through my notes. We're doing this different because y'all know my phone gone, the little Galaxy Pro or whatever, Galaxy, whatever it was a good phone. And it was up there, like it was basically the best for me as a creator at the time. Y'all know I started back on my channel in 2020 and I went hard in 2020, but all my devices were filled up. I had filled up my iPhone that I still have, that still got stuff stuck on it. I had done filled up my little Obama phone I had at the time, which that low grade quality. I had filled up my laptop. And then it went to where I was recording through audio. I was trying to keep up with Vlogmas because Vlogmas you daily upload. And quickly I found how hard it is to transfer files, right? So I didn't have a phone. Like I have a low grade, I have the iPhone 6, which it's time to bury that thing, to be honest, y'all. So I always carried, my aunt had loaned me she had a Galaxy phone just sitting around. And she was like, I know you do YouTube, so why don't I just let you borrow it? It's not connected, but I have been riding out with recording with that. The quality is awesome. What I do love is that you can pause it, so I can cut out the fluff in my videos because I quit editing. Because editing did not prove to be profitable for me, because not a lot of people at that time were watching my videos. I was no ways monetized. So I just wanted to record, upload. Like that was the kind of content creator I wanted to become. So that Galaxy Pro really helped me do that. So now that I'm back to my iPhone 6 and I'm borrowing phones, like I told y'all the other day, had to borrow my sister phone. That video for some reason took all day to upload. I had to borrow money phone. That one took all day to upload. So I'm like, why don't I let me open the sunroof. Because I mean there's light in there's not, oh, not the whole sunroof, just a little light. No, we don't want no birds coming up in here, girl. We just want the light. That's it. Trying to get some decent light. I'm out to the park. Wish I could be walking, but I really want to do this video. So I was like, why don't I just do a live? I'm doing it unlisted. That's why it's not here to really chat with anybody, or to, it's basically so that I can have my content and then I could just release it, because I can't wait for, and other people are not going to wait for me to upload a video that's taking 30 minutes to an hour. I'm lucky my sister let me take her phone to the park, girl. Like, girl, for real. Like, all these fiery hoops I'm jumping through to continue this story for you guys. So, y'all know I have been reviewing the case of Corey Miller and how I ended up, aka C Murder, and how I ended up covering that case is because at the beginning of the month, y'all know I was stressed out, wondering how I'm gonna pay my rent. Like, girl, about to be on the streets, couldn't figure nothing out. I'm an entrepreneur at heart, like Master P and C Murder. They all, like, that whole family is a bunch of entrepreneurs. So I was basically, but I've never been successful at it. Like, I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I'm always doing something, but it never makes ends meet. What makes ends meet for me is a job. So that day I couldn't not even sleep. I had a job fair in the morning, but that night I was chilling out, hanging out in my theme park and just trying to forget my cares about the next moments. Like I can't even. That's why you got to take it day by day and hour by hour, and at this point moment by moment, because sometimes looking too far in the future, um I don't know, it messes with your mental health, like for real. Because we all don't know what the heck we're gonna do. What is our next move? So I had heard the story as I think I was heading out to my theme park that Corey Miller was on a hunger strike, and it was to bring attention to. That didn't give me no more light. Where could I get some light from? Still no more light. This is not. Oh well. Do I need to sit under the light? So, um, basically, I was taken aback by him doing that because I'm like, yes, DOC is messed up, and it just ain't Louisiana DOC. DOCs in America itself are not serving the purpose that it should be. I made a video a while back. Now, y'all know on my channel is torn because I created my channel for justice. I wanted to break the story of my husband's wrongful conviction, excessive sentence, and get the story big enough that, because y'all know y'all ain't gonna march and y'all ain't gonna sign petitions unless the story is already big. Y'all are not. Nobody be checking for a story that nobody heard of the person. Like, that sucks, but that's how we are. Like, we do not help until the story is big enough for us to help. So I've been on here trying to break his story, and I'm an artist. I would love to just be painting some beautiful pictures and doing whatever else in life, but I mean, this takes precedence over almost everything because I really just want my husband home, like for real, before Jesus come back. So I would do my stories about him. And I also wanted to do like prison wife stories because I've seen a lot of prison wife YouTubers basically get channels going. They get little, they might get their little business going and they end up successful. Like, everybody ends in success, but your girl, for some reason. So I tried to do that. Well, my prison wives are not even coming by my channel. I figured they would because I mean, only a prison wife understands another prison wife. But no, I hardly get any prison wives on there. So I get a lot of people that just don't understand my lifestyle of being with somebody that is incarcerated. I get a lot of judgment. I get a lot of, girl, you can't find nobody else. Like, oh, you stupid. Oh, he wouldn't have waited for you. The heck you waiting on him, and you can't find nobody free, and yada yada yada. He shouldn't have did what he did. And I could almost ramble all the stuff that people tell me on a daily basis off. Like, so only a prison wife is going to understand another prison wife. And I really think at this point, only a prison wife to a wrongfully convicted man is going to understand being with a wrongfully convicted man. Oh, shoot, is we finna start that where the lights gonna keep cutting off? So y'all know this lie, because I would have paused all this and cut that out. So basically I'm trying to get my story to be relevant, my channel to be relevant, so that my husband can be heard. He's one of the voiceless. Anybody in prison is basically on a different planet. Nobody cares about them and nobody knows about them, to be honest, for the most part. Um, excuse me, can you stop beeping? So my channel went through that transition. And then I just started, I found out that I could get views just hanging out and vlogging because I love to spend time with the kids, my niece, nephews, my daughter, my granddaughter. I love my sister. We love to go out, hang out. I've always done that. That's always been my escape from this prison wife journey. Like I've always been able to escape my reality of wanting my husband by just hanging out, having fun. I guess that is kind of not even the way to deal with the problems, but that's how I deal with it. So I started bringing YouTube along with me as I would do those things. And I seen that that was taking off. People actually did enjoy me. They think I'm kind of funny, cute, whatever, girl. They think I'm talented because I be drawing and stuff. Like y'all was liking my artwork and stuff like that. So people accept the other parts of me, but they just don't accept that prison wife journey and that fight for the wrongful conviction. It's almost like they want me to take that, but that's the whole purpose. So I can't get rid of my purpose. So I was trying to find a way to do them both. So anything that does not have to do with prison wife life or wrongful conviction or criminal justice reform, which should be called justice reform, because criminal justice reform implies that we want justice for criminals, and that is not the criminal justice system, aka the justice system, is for all of us, because any of us can be thrusted into it at any time. And you're gonna hope like hell once you in that system that there's some actual structure to that system, right? You're gonna hope it's not a free fall like it is now, right? um so my channel kind of went that way, and that's how I got my first 1,000 subscribers, girl, by basically just living my life and showing y'all my life. And I was like, that is cool, because I get so much judgment on being stupid and dumb and just desperate because I'm with someone that's in prison, that people are actually able to see that I am human, that my husband is human, that our daughter that had to grow up without her father because of these bogus, bias, non-working system, that she's a human. You got to see the human side of me. And you may even now have a connection with me, because that's how I came across my best YouTubers, because I connected with them in some manner. So now you don't just see me as that dumb, desperate girl, right? That's waiting on her husband. That you can't find nobody, girl, out there free. I'll say it for you. So that's how my channel went until I think that was 2 weeks ago. I covered that story about C murder, and I have seen that every story that I have, video that I've done since, has been getting traction. My long videos don't get traction like that. So I'm like, that could be where the way that my channel, and that aligns with what I wanted in the first place, to talk about criminal justice reform, to talk about wrongful convictions, to talk about prison wife life. So now my channel is finally aligning. And at the moment, I lose like, girl, how could that be any worse timing? But we figuring it out. That's why we on live. So, anyways, before I delay and take too much more time, I want to read through my notes that I took today. All right. So, wrongful convictions, when truly a human error, not the willing and dealing wrongful convictions. So, a true wrongful conviction is because we're all human. We can make mistakes. Despite our best effort, baby, you're gonna make a mistake. Judges could try people tooth and nail by every rule in the book, and somehow, some way, a judge is gonna make a mistake. Um, Police could investigate tooth and nail and do whatever they need to do, but still, it will be a few that fall through the crack that actually get wrongfully arrested, right? So A true wrongful conviction is because of human error, you know. But they also have, I believe, most of our wrongful convictions are wrongful convictions on purpose. They don't care. They're trying to wrongfully convict you, and it doesn't matter, because it's a whole bunch of red tape there. Okay, so dealing with wrongful convictions are usually stemming from misidentification. So, misidentification is the usual reason a person is wrongfully arrested, which leads to a wrongful conviction. Okay, misidentification are super easy to make and happen all the time. So, I'm going to give an example. Okay, there was a mishap today while I was working. This girl order was skipped. So it's spring break. It's packed. Everybody mad. Everybody hungry. Girl, where my food at? Where my food at? Girl, where my food? I was here before her, girl. I know she didn't get her food first. Girl. So you already know how the tension is in the air, right? Okay. So while getting prepared, they asked if she remembered who cashed her out. Then they came down to me and said, do I remember cashing her out? Because she had told another lady that I work with that she took her order. And in fact, she didn't take her order. I did. I took her order, right? And I cashed her out. The other lady said truthfully, but she said it jokingly. She said, we don't all look alike. Now that is the truth, right? Because she was saying, like, how are you gonna confuse her for me? Like, I didn't check you out, and you're saying I checked you out, and this and that. But I guess the lady was coming with that energy, and she's like, oh, can you bring it down? I didn't even check you out, girl, right? Okay, so we don't all look alike, but people messing up orders, my job takes seriously. So a misidentification can get the wrong person in trouble for actions that may not be of their own. So say, they were going to take action because I couldn't have got in trouble, because I'm just taking the orders, to be honest. But I never left the register. She assumed that the other black lady that was walking by was the one that took her order. But what if I would have got in trouble for taking her order and it got skipped because she didn't have her receipt, and she kept trying to say she didn't have her receipt. But girl, I asked you, did you want your receipt? I asked her, and she said, no, I don't want my receipt. So girl, I offered it to you. So at this point, it ain't my fault. I tried to give you your receipt, right? But they could have made a big deal about it. The customer is always right? So what if she had got in trouble for actions that I did just because the lady pointed her out? You see what I'm saying? Okay, and when I was working at the super center, there was another girl that everyone claimed we look alike. Girl, I ain't see it. I ain't see it. Okay, I can't read my own handwriting because I got very sloppy handwriting. However, I didn't see the resemblance, right? Only thing I can see that might be similarities between me and the lady, the other girl, right, is that maybe our stature. We stand about this, almost. She was a little taller than me, but we stood almost about the same height, but not quite. And she was somewhat shaped like with the same stature as me. And the fact that sorry, just eating that popcorn now is bothering me while I'm on this live, girl. And maybe the fact that we're both African American females. Okay, that's how you can fit the description. And I got that in quotation marks. we can actually fit the same description, me and that other person, though I don't think we really look alike. Okay, that fit the description thing can happen. Check out my video about a man with a weapon being loose on my campus. Yes, when I was in college in 2020, there was a man walking around with the weapon, and I do have a video of that story time. When they released the description of the suspect, several African American males said, well, that fits my description. Girl. Another said, that fits my description too. As well, another said, I hope they don't think we did anything. We in class. What if we leave out the class and they think one of us is the weapon, the gunman? Right? That's crazy. And they always like standing in a circle. He's like, we all fit the description. Like, for real, I hope they get the right person. And I also have a video on my channel about a man that was wrongfully wrongfully accused twice and wrongfully arrested once. Took it to trial, but guess what? He actually won that wrongful conviction, and he lived to talk about it. But it's still, when they run his background, it still shows up, even though he was adjudicated. But check that out as well. I can put that in the description box. Wrongfully accused twice. Now, people don't even believe that it can happen once, but what's the chances of it happening twice? The chances are higher than you think. They're higher than you think. Just keep walking around in your black skin. Walk around in your black skin. Girl, see how many times you can get accused. Right? Okay. And then I have some other resources, so I'll link those in the description box. Maybe some other videos when I get the chance that deal with that topic. Okay, reasons wrongful convictions happen. I have a video series, 11 reasons that wrongful convictions happen and why they last so long, why they take so long to overturn. Okay, my husband's description was a black guy with dreads. That's how they said that. It's a black guy with dreads, right? That's half of Orange County, Florida, girl. A black guy with dreads? Who ain't a black guy with dreads in Orange County? Funny. And then look, I'm a black female, but they might be like, no, that's a black guy with dreads right there. I could be wrongfully accused. You see what I'm saying? Okay, funny that the victim/witnesses were so sure, because there were no witnesses in my husband's case. They will use the person, which the victims are the people that allege that Marchello attempted to rob $60 from them. And if you follow our story or know our story, I say 80, I mean 60, because they wrote initially when pulled over by the police that Marchello robbed $80 from us. And they wrote those in their sworn affidavits. Well, when the police arrested Marchello, they searched his person and seen that he only had $60 on him. The police took those sworn affidavits done by the victims, alleged victims, and gave them back to them and said amend it, because Marchello does not have 80 on him. And 60 is what aligns to Marchello. So they crossed it out, initialed it. And then that's how they made the money fit for the attempted robbery. Right, 80, I mean 60. But it was funny how that night the victim/witnesses was so sure that my husband fit the description. But let's go to the next receipt paper. And this is so funny that I got receipt paper. When Marchello first went up the road and I worked at that super center, I used to write him long letters on this receipt paper. Because I worked overnight, And girl, so this is so funny to see this again. This is a flashback. Okay, but when they seen him again, when they seen Marchello again, they didn't even recognize him. My husband, at all, they couldn't recognize him. So much that my husband rolled the elevator up. When we were arriving for court, y'all know they ran to another state when the first court date came. And all charges against my husband were supposed to be dropped because there was nobody to press the charges. But instead, my husband's public defender said, "But wait, judge, before you let my client go. Can you grant me money?" But he couldn't get money. He didn't ask that judge for money to pull that surveillance to prove my husband wasn't at that club or where they claim he was at, and let him prove his whereabouts. He didn't ask the judge for money for that, but he asked for money from the judge for travel, food, and lodging to go out of town and subpoena the two guys that allege Marchello robbed them of $60, because they ignored several subpoena. Court date came and they never answered a subpoena, didn't show up to court. So he asked for money to go out of town to subpoena them in person, and they had no choice but to come to court and testify. And when they did, their stories did not in no ways align. No ways align. Y'all know that old spiritual, right? Okay, so they were so deathly afraid of Marchello and stuff, right? But when they seen him again, and we came to that second trial date, right? Because the judge just continued it and gave the public defender, Marchello's public defender, the time to go and subpoena the people against his client. That makes no sense, y'all. When we came and got on the elevator, they were already on the elevator heading up to the courtroom. We got on the elevator and I was talking, and Marchello was like, "That's them." I'm like, "That's who?" He said, "That's them. That's the ones that claim I robbed them of $60. And I'm like, "That's them?" They looked at Marchello. They was just so calm and collect. They was like, but one was like on substances, so he was shaking and fidgeting. But the other one was just sitting there like this. Now you ID'd Marchello and you were so deathly afraid and everything. But when trial comes, you're comfortable to ride the elevator up with him. Then it felt like they were following us. We sit down, they sat down right next to us. Somebody I'm so deathly afraid of, I'm not going to freely just be all around them. I don't think they even recognized Marchello or knew who he was until we stepped in that courtroom. And then, they have that same old trick. "Can you point him out? Is he in the club? Is he, not the club, is he in the courtroom today? Point him out." They do that. But I don't think they recognized him. Marchello went to the restroom, and I promise you, one of them went in the restroom right behind him. But if you were so afraid of your life that night, don't you think Marchello could have did something to you in that bathroom? But you following him, they didn't recognize him. They didn't. They did not. Okay, so I passed all that about the restroom. One of the victims / witnesses, now this is crazy. This is kind of a little off topic, but it just kind of rubbed me in the wrong way, right? One of them referred to my husband as a colored guy. Girl, I didn't know we still use that word. Who still call black folks, black people, African Americans colored? He said a colored guy. He's a colored guy. Like, girl, like, where they do that at? Another fallacy of eyewitnesses. The second suspect was described, although he was another black male. Although, I'm sorry, the second suspect was described as though he was another black male, which I tell you, Marchello received a ride from his cousin, which his cousin, when he picked Marchello up, he picked him up so close to the stop sign that he rolled the stop sign. And the police automatically seen that and said, whoop, whoop. And he tried to pull the car over instead of Marcello's cousin pulling over and just, you know, maybe he giving him a ticket, whatever. Marcello's cousin floors it because he had priors already at that moment. Leads the cops on a high-speed chase, ditches the car in a dead-end cul-de-sac, and he runs and never is brought up on charges, never convicted, never nothing. So Marchello is the passenger in this car. And he just, when the police finally caught up to the car and the driver ran, Marchello got out the car, walked up to the officer. The officer pulled her G on him, and that was it. He was off in handcuffs. One slight move, he would have been, you know, smithereens probably. Okay. But all of them, everyone describes them as two black males. Now, what comes to mind when you hear the description? Oh, the description of the suspect is two black males. Just think for a moment. What do you think? What do you think about? What image pops in your mind? Right? But I bet you the image of the people would not align with who you would have imagined, right? A black male, and everyone said that the suspects they got away was a black male. They kept the cousin that ran, they kept describing him a black male. A black male. It was a black male. Do you know I wouldn't describe him as a black male? If you literally did not know his race, there's really no way that you, or unless you heard him speak, there's no way that you would mistake him for a black male. He is so light and pale, and his skin is white. I would mistake him for a Hispanic male, possibly, but most likely I would have mistaken him for another black male. So my description of the suspects, alleged suspects, would have been a white male and a black male. But they kept saying two black males, two black males. And the police said two black males. Even a black police officer. And I know another black person knows that we come in all shades and all grades. We know we got some high yellow folks in our community. We know we got some paler than pale. Look at Tom Joyner. If you didn't know he was black, would you necessarily just out the gate, Tom Joyner commits a crime, or Sinbad, he commits a crime, would you assume and say that an African American male committed a crime? The suspect is African American. You wouldn't know. You would guess, and most likely you would guess Hispanic or some other nationality. But they just all kept saying black male, and that's what threw the jury off, because now the jury's sitting up here imagining two black males. Well, off rip, black means most times guilty. I don't know why, but black equates to guilty. Like, for real. Just like the lady was accused of doing something that she didn't. She didn't take that girl order, but because she was black, it had to be her, right? That makes no sense. But that's like painting an illusion in in the jury's mind. I'm gonna wrap this up here because it's getting quite dark at this part. That's my daughter calling, and I'll probably try to see if I can go live on her phone a little later. All right, guys. Anyways, thank you for rolling with your girl. It's your girl Cadillac.